So many reasons for you to be happy, so many reasons for you to be smiling, but you're not about to see them, you're not about to feel them, you're not about to be them, you don't believe them. So many reasons for you to be angry, so many reasons, it's not the way you planned it, but all you can do is see them, all you can do is feel them, all you can do is let them be. Life happens while you're making up the plans. Life happens while you're trying to understand. You be kicking it in the shade and you're thinking you got it made. Life is gonna happen to you anyway. Life happens. Life happens, yeah. You're lost at sea like a ship without a captain, drifting aimlessly around imaginary islands. The things you're missing, the moment's slipping, so stop your wishing.
What organization did you work for?
I worked for the 503c nonprofit Playgrounds for Palestine.
What is the mission of your organization?
The mission of my organization is to uphold the right to play for children in Palestine and the neighboring areas.
As a volunteer, what was your job?
My job was to tag olive oil, to go to farmers markets, to take minutes at board meetings, and to attend the Flying Paper screening. Flying Paper is a movie about children in Gaza who set the record for the most kites flew at once. And Flying Paper, I helped with the sales table and with selling people tickets and just helping organize the event in general. At farmers markets, I was selling the olive oil and talking to people about the olive oil and just helping people understand a little bit more about our organization that they may not have known when they came to the stand. When I was tagging olive oil, I was simply just putting the Playgrounds for Palestine information on the bottles. That way, the person who received it would feel like they were part of our organization instead of just purchasing olive oil. And going to people's homes to take minutes, I was going to volunteers' homes to take minutes for the organization so that they would have information on what they were doing. So I had information on the next playgrounds they were building, the annual fundraiser, and just little things that they wanted to remember.
What social need did you address, and what social need does the organization address?
The social need that I addressed was the need for play, the need for children to be able to have a place to play and a place to play safely, and a good place for them to play instead of in rubble or in a place that's not a good place to play. And that was just the general. And then my organization specifically addresses the Palestinian and neighboring areas' right to play because that is a very important issue for those children. When you're living in a place where there's war and your house is a tent or you're living in a cement house that's mostly rubble, you want your children to be able to have a place that they can go and freely express themselves.
What people and what kind of people did you meet at Playgrounds for Palestine?
At Playgrounds for Palestine, within the organization, I met some amazing people with very interesting stories and amazing stories in how they got involved with the organization. And while I was working at the organization, I met both interesting, funny, and intriguing people who would ask me questions that I would have to think twice about. So I liked that it was like almost a challenge with some of the people.
What is something that surprised you during your work?
I was going to the Phoenixville Farmers Market, and I was there. It was cold. We were only there for about 2 to 3 hours, and a man walked up to our stand, and we treated him just like any other person, and we told him what we usually tell anyone who comes to our stand. We tell them about the olive oil, about the trees, about how it's fair trade olive oil, and then we explained to them the different types of olive oil. And once we were done, he simply stated, "I am a Zionist," and he left. And I thought that was interesting, just to see that he would express his point in that way, that he would come up to an organization who was at a stand at a farmer's market and just say it. But I guess there's a difference there between what we think and what those people thought, and I thought that was interesting.
When and where did you do this?
I did my service in many places. I was able to tag olive oil in many different places. I was doing flying paper at UPenn. I was taking minutes at the volunteers' homes, and I was doing farmers markets in churches, in parks, and in areas where farmers markets are held.